बेसुमार अथाह अगणित अतुल्य ज्यों बुलावहो त्यों नानक दास बोले। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। My honorable Sikh siblings and respectable listeners, today we will try to understand what is the subtle essence of human life. Please you try to understand carefully. In a few minutes, we will try to know what is the essence of human life. My honorable, when I was studied the master degree of spiritual literature at Damdami Taksal University, there was, I saw a couplet in the first book of first semester. That book was totally in poetic form. When I saw the couplet of first chapter of that book, I was very astonished and surprised, because the author of that book, he gave the subtle essence of human life in a couplet. Couplet is a poetic word, a smallest poem that is 2 lines, small poem, that is called couplet. He points out in that 2 lines, he says that without the knowledge, human life is incomplete. Knowledge is an essential part of human life. Knowledge is the greatest of the human life than other animals. Without knowledge, there is no difference between human being and other animals. What he divided the knowledge into 2 parts: worldly knowledge and secondly spiritual knowledge. Firstly, he gives statement. He says that worldly knowledge is essential. Worldly knowledge means the knowledge of worldly things. We say that the knowledge of worldly things is essential, because how to use the worldly things, how to gain profit from the worldly things. What? He says that worldly knowledge is an incomplete, imperfect, not be sufficient. Why? He points out worldly knowledge remained too much far away from the celestial peace, from the tranquility of mind. It not be able, it not be perfect in getting there, because the scope of worldly knowledge is very smaller. It is not power. It cannot be achieved the celestial peace. Furthermore, he points out he says about the spiritual knowledge. Spiritual knowledge is perfect as well as sufficient. It has too much power. How to achieve the celestial power? How to achieve the peace of mind? He says that without celestial peace, human life is incomplete. And lastly, that author says that in this way, my all respectable listeners, spiritual knowledge is the subtle essence of human life. Subtle essence meaning the deepest point of human life, the central idea of human life. But without spiritual knowledge, human life remains incomplete, insufficient. Lastly, I want to say, my all respectable listeners, if we want to achieve the spiritual knowledge, we should try to achieve it. We should try to study. Without spiritual knowledge, the worldly knowledge is imperfect. Lastly, he gives point that the spiritual knowledge is a subtle essence of human life. When I saw this couplet, I was very surprised. So these kind of thoughts I try to tell you. Lastly, please forgive me, pardon me, because I know I have done many mistakes during this small lecture. Please forgive me. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।